Hey guys, welcome again to another video. Now we have seen in the previous video the benefits of using a KLOC graph or kilo lines of code graph that is used to see how much code is getting generated by the team over time. It can also be used for various analysis purposes like how productive the team is. But in this video, I will show you how you can generate such graphs easily on your own Git repository. It can be any Git repository on GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, etc. The only thing that matters that it should be a Git repository. We will be using a tool called Gitstats. It is a bit old, but really useful to see various statistics of your Git repository. It is free and also easy to use once it is set up. You can see here a page generated by Gitstats. I have generated the page on the open source repository called Awesome Node.js just to give you guys a demo. So it will generate various metrics for you. For example, this is the general information. In the activities, you can find activities like hour of the day, days of the week, month of the year, commits by year or months. Also, it will show you all the authors of the repository that has contributed over time. So you can see here various information of the authors, their commits, for how many days they were active, the files that were generated over the time. But the most important to me, or that I want to show you guys, is the KLOC metrics. Actually, the number of kilo lines that are added over time. For example, you can see here the repository was created in 2014 and it has grown over time, took a really steep jump in 2018 and pretty much stable after that. Uh, this can be really useful, as I mentioned in the previous video, for your own repositories. But the main purpose of this video is to show you how you can generate such graphs for your own repository. If I go back, okay, so I have tested it on Windows. I will also do it for Mac, and if there is much difference, I will create a video for Mac also. But I think it would be probably easy than Windows on Mac. So for Windows, you basically need to do four things. Really easy steps, just 5 minutes. And after following these steps, you will be good to use that tool. First one is obviously to use the git clone gitstats tool that we have available on GitHub. Just search gitstats GitHub. You will be taken to this page and clone it locally on your machine. After you will clone it, you will find a repository like this. This is the gitstat repository. We will be using this Python command to generate graphs. Now this repository, to make it running, you need to have three things on your machine. Python 2.7, the tool is old and was written in Python 2.7. So to make it working, we need to have Python 2.7 in our machine. Zrep command and wc command. So probably the tool was tested on Unix or Linux. So, but these commands are not available by default on Windows. So we need to have these two commands. This command we will download from the internet, and this wc will probably already be available in your machine via git installation that you probably have already done in your machine. So Python 2.7, you can go to their official page, just search Python 2.7 download. You will be taken to their page and you can download from their download section. Really easy. For the zrep, I will be sharing a link in the description that you can use to download this zipped zrep folder that you can extract it out. So after doing, you will have Python 2.7 in your machine extracted out. It will be a zip folder, extract it out. Similarly for zrep, extract it out. You will find a zrep command there. And as mentioned, wc command will probably be in your machine. So if you will go to your Git installation, probably in the program files, and then go inside users bin, see it's not the outside bin, it's the users bin, and then you will find a wc command there that tool will be using. Now you have all these three things. You have Python, you have zrep, and you have wc command in your machine. You just need to add the path of these three so that we can use them from command line. So just open environment variables in Windows and go to paths and just add those paths. Now you may already have Python 3 or more in your system. So to use Python 2.7, you can either use the optimal way, that when we maintain different versions of the Python, but you can also temporarily add Python 2.7 on the top of your environment variables. So this Python will be found first, than your higher versions. So Python 2.7 we have added in the path. We have also added the path to the wc command, C program files, basically the git installation /user/bin. And finally, where we have downloaded and extracted out our zrep that we downloaded from uh, this thing, from the page that I will share. So after you are done with adding the paths, just click OK, go to the git stats repository. Now the final step only that you need is basically the repository that you want to analyze. So I have cloned another one, awesome Node.js, that I just shown you guys. In I have created a folder repos and I have put it awesome Node.js here, but it can be any path on your machine. The repository that you want to analyze. For the repository, you want to create graph. Okay, let me. So if I open now command prompt here, let me show you guys. So I have opened a command prompt here. Now I want to analyze awesome Node.js. So what I need to type, oh, one step I forgot, that the command that we will be running Gitstats, it doesn't come with the py extension. So just rename it with the py extension. Okay, we are good to go now. So just type Python, the command, the Python version. You can check that Python version should be 2.7. So Python, the name of the command, which is gitstats.py, or the Python file basically, then give the repository that you want to analyze. I have in my repos awesome Node.js and the output folder where this command should be where the output should be generated, the files. I will just give the out folder that I have already generated, but I will give it again the out folder. Okay, so it will run for a few seconds and it is generating various graphs, and after it is done you will have this out folder generated. In the out folder you will find something called index.html. Open this index.html and you will see the same page that I already shown you. Basically the same one. It has various information for our repository that we just analyzed. Okay, so that was all about using Gitstats on Windows to generate KLOC graph that can be used for various purposes to analyze. Okay, thank you guys.